Do you want to set up your Shopify homepage for sales? In the next few minutes, I'm going to teach you everything you need to know about Shopify homepage design and Shopify theme customization. My name is ELISE Nelson, and I help tech challenge makers build a profitable e-commerce brand. Thanks for joining me on my YouTube channel, where I offer lessons that are 15 minutes or less to help you grow your e-commerce shop. In this short video, I'm going to share with you how to set up your website homepage, including how to add buttons to homepage in Shopify, how to add a newsletter sign up to your homepage, how to change your Shopify website homepage title and meta description, and how to add Shopify reviews on the homepage. But before we jump into this maker lesson, I'd love to know what sections you have on your homepage and why. Leave a comment and let me know. All right, so the very first thing we're going to be talking about is what I call the section formula. The section formula includes 3 parts. The first part is the title. This is going to state the purpose of the section. The second part is the content. This is going to present them with that information and/or answer their questions about that title. And then your third part is the button or the call to action. And this is going to be the thing that tells them what to do next. So it is essential that every single section has these 3 parts: a title, the content, and the button or call to action. It is also essential that each section looks the same, that the appearance makes it easy to identify each individual section. So the appearance of each section includes the fact that it should fit on one page without scrolling. Each section should be clearly separated from the other sections by using background colors or the titles themselves to identify the beginning and end of each section. And each section should feel like it has enough room around it so that you're not making your homepage seem really, really crowded, because that has a tendency to bring stress on to your shoppers when they're looking at your homepage. Now, before we jump into the rest of the lesson, please like this video and comment with the word formula as a representation of understanding what the section formula is for your homepage. Also, be sure to stick with me to the end of the video to learn your challenge for today and implement what you've learned. All right, so now let's talk about what sections you should have on your homepage. I'm gonna go ahead and kind of walk you through these sections, and then I'm gonna show you in Shopify how to create each of the sections. So the intro section is gonna be the very first section on your homepage. And this section is going to identify what you sell and or do. What you want to include in this first section, the intro section, is the irresistible benefit, and that is going to be something that your shopper cannot resist. So in the example here, it's never lose your valuables again. And this is something that my clients do not want to have happen. They don't want to be traveling and lose their stuff. They don't want to be, going on a hiking trip and lose their very expensive phone while they're hiking. And then you want to define what it is that you sell, your succinct product description. This needs to be 5 or 6 words or less, and it needs to clearly define everything that you sell. So for this example, it's clips to carry everything hands-free. So in these 2 short phrases, I clearly identify why they need my clips and what my clips are. And then the third thing you need in your intro section, of course, is a call to action. Now, there is a 4th additional thing you can add if you have space. So in my scenario, I do not have space because you don't want to have any more than 5 or 6 words in each of these sections. But if for your product description, you can describe it in, say, 2 or 3 words, you have extra space to say who it's for. So you might say, clips to carry everything hands-free for travelers on the go. Now that's too long because it's too many words. But if you can identify who your ideal customer is also in this section, that's kind of like the bonus cherry on top. Now, the next section that I like to see on the homepage is going to be product links that take them directly to a specific product to buy. So when they click on these, it's going to take them to that product. It is not going to take them to a category. And the reason this is important is these images show one specific product. And because they show one specific product, you need to take them to that one specific product. Now, on these, you want to use something like maybe your best sellers or your new arrivals, something like that to make it one cohesive category. So here, my example, I've got best sellers, and these are direct links to those specific products. The next thing that you want to consider adding to your homepage is a video. And this video, the reason we want to put this here is because it is going to improve our dwell rate, and videos are excellent at answering questions. So in my product, people don't understand how it works, so having a how it works section is great. You can also do the product in use. You can do a video about your upcoming collection. You can do a video where you introduce yourself, but a video here is going to get people to stay longer on the page, which will help you with SEO, and it'll help answer their questions. The next thing I like to see are collection links. You can see these are collections: new arrivals, bestsellers, water bottle holders, phone lanyards. These are specific collections that I offer. Categories really is more accurate, but in Shopify they call them collections. And so this is going to take them to a specific type of product instead of one individual product. And you need this to be very, very clear. You don't want to show an image of one thing and then when they click on it, it takes them to a collection or category. Here, it's very clear this is water bottle holders because I'm saying it's water bottle holders. I'm not saying it's this specific water bottle holder. So you just want to make sure this is very clear when they are looking at this. The next section I like to add what is called recently viewed. And so this section you may or may not have access to depending upon the theme that you're using. The theme that I like to use obviously has it. And I have another video in this series that talks about the focal theme and why I believe that theme is the best theme that you can use on Shopify. You can go ahead and check that out. There'll be a link in the description of the video. But the recently viewed shows them things they have actually looked at. So maybe they didn't get all the way through checkout, and if you show it to them again, maybe they'll be interested again. So this section, if you have not been on the site before, does not show up. And if you have been on the site before, it'll show you your recently viewed products. Next, you want to have your testimonials or reviews, depending on what you want to call them. And the reason you want to put these on your homepage is because they build trust with your shoppers so that they feel more comfortable buying. When you have these testimonials or reviews, you want to make sure that they show 5 stars. That is a psychological trigger that tells people that this is an excellent product without even having to read the text. So make sure you're including those 5 stars. Make sure that you include an image of the product or the person. And for Shopify, you do have to install an additional app for this feature. There's a free Shopify app that's actually from Shopify that you can use. You can also use MyScheduledBiz as the app that I have on this particular site. And MyScheduledBiz for free, you can put your featured reviews on the homepage and on a separate page of the site. You can also use Judge Me, which is a more well-known app. But if you want to be able to have your featured reviews on another page on your site, you do have to pay for that feature. So those are 3 options. You can use the free Shopify testimonials app, you can use the MyScheduledBiz app, or the Judge.me app. Any of those will allow you to put the featured reviews on your homepage. Another thing that you might want to consider telling people about on your homepage is your charities that you support, because this lets them know that you're a generous person and that when they support you, they're also supporting other people. Having your shipping, returns, payment information, contact information on the homepage is always a bonus. And if you can put a cute little iconography like this to make it all on one little section and easy to see, that's even better. So that's what I would recommend. And then of course you also want to make sure you have an email sign up. And the reason is because that's going to give you direct communication with your shoppers where you can sell to them again and again. Now keep in mind with this section, you want to make sure that it is drawing attention with an image, and it should state the irresistible offer in the largest and most obvious text. So enter to win free carry clips is the thing they actually care about. It should be the biggest and most obvious text. Whereas join the Red Carpet Email Club today is not something they really care about. So that you don't need to be the biggest, but you should still state to them that they're going to be joining an email list when they sign up here. Now consider what incentive it is that you're using when you set up this sign up, and ask yourself, is it really worth the cost for them? So you're asking for their email, they're going to be getting emails from you. What are they going to get in return? So if you're saying a 10% discount, is that really enough to be a good enough reward for them to sign up? Would a $10 shopping spree sound like a better incentive? Would signing up to win free products be a better incentive? So you want to really think about what you're offering here and make sure that's something that your people are going to want. Next, we have our social media links. And this is incredibly important because it allows you to build brand recognition with your shoppers, and they can continue to see you until they build enough trust to feel comfortable buying. Okay, so let's go ahead and go through these, what they look like on Shopify. So here is our intro section. I like to use the image with text overlay for this section. And that is because it gives you one image. It is not a slider, which means there aren't as many images to load. I typically do not use a slideshow, although I do see lots of businesses use a slideshow. If you choose to use a slideshow, you need to make sure that every slide has the same exact call to action and purpose. because remember, each section should have one purpose. So if you have multiple images of your product, and by showing those images, it will improve your likelihood of someone wanting to make a purchase or seeing something they like, then by all means, do a slideshow. But every single image should have your succinct product description, your customer description, if you have one, and your irresistible offer, so that no matter which slide they see, they will always get that information, okay? This should not have different calls to action on each slide. Every slide should be the same because no one is going to see all the slides. So you need to have your most important call to action shown here. Next is the featured collections. You can see that's the featured collections tab here, or a section here. Then we've got the video, which is the video section here. Then we've got the collections, which is the collections list. Next, we've got the recently viewed products. Again, that's going to be theme dependent. Our featured reviews is going to be app dependent. Then we've got, again, the image with text overlay here with some information. The text with icons is what I like to use for this section. Finally, we come to our newsletter and our logo list at the bottom. So those are the sections that we're using on Shopify to get this exact look. If you want more help with your e-commerce brand, subscribe and sign up for notifications so that you don't miss any of my videos that are 15 minutes or less to help you grow your e-commerce shop. All right, so a few extras that you may not have realized as I was going through this page is that if your section does not include a shop button, Shopify does not give you a way to add a shop button. So, for example, on this video section, which is right here, you can see video, it does not actually include a button. But every single section, if we're following the section formula, should have a button, a call to action. So, in order to insert this button, I actually added custom HTML right here. So if I hide this, you can see the button goes away. There it's gone. Now the button's back. So to get the button, I have to be able to do custom HTML. And I know that sounds really, really scary, but I'm going to give you the HTML codes and I'm going to tell you how to use them so that you can set these up for yourself. So we want to add this button. We're going to come down. We're going to add a section. We're going to do custom HTML. If you do not have custom HTML as an option, custom liquid will not work. It has to be custom HTML. You can't use this code here easily. There is a workaround, and I will be doing another video following this one that tells you how to do the workaround, but it is kind of complicated, so we're not going to cover that in this video. But hopefully you have a custom HTML. If you do, you're going to click that to add the custom HTML section. Then in the custom HTML section, you are going to paste this code that I'm going to provide for you. So you can see I've got 3 codes here. These bottom 2 are very straightforward and simple, but a lot of people don't know how to do it, so I went ahead and put them on here as well. We're going to be focusing on this button code right now. So what you're going to do is you are going to copy this entire code, and you are going to paste it into that HTML code. So you're going to come right here, you're going to delete your subheading, delete your heading, because otherwise you'll have another heading here, and then you're going to paste that code right here. But before you do that, you want to make sure to edit this code. So do you see the yellow highlights and the green highlights? So we're going to talk about the green highlights first. The green highlight you do not need to change if you want all your buttons to look the same. But if you want to have, say, a red button in one section and then an orange button in another section and a green button in another section, then you're going to need to change these to get different button numbers. So what we are creating here is we are creating button number 2, and that is our specific formatted button. So if you wanted to have 3 new colors, you would want to do button 2, button 3, button 4. And you would need to change this number to match in both of these places. So for your first button, you can just leave it as is. But then if you want additional buttons that are different colors, different types of font, anything like that, then you're going to change the 2 to be a 3, and then a 4, and then a 5, however many buttons you need, okay? But you do not need to change this if you're only making one type of button. So on my example here, this button I created and this button I created. Both of those buttons are using button 2 because they're exactly the same. Well, the text is different. This should actually say shop now. But they are the same buttons. So you can put different text on them and you can put a different link on them, but their appearance is the same, okay? So they both say button 2 because the appearance is the same on both. But if you want the appearance to be different colors, etc., then you're going to have button 3, etc., etc. So you're going to change that if you need to. Then these yellow sections are what identify your colors, your link, and your text. So you can go ahead and copy it as is, just like I have here, and then go through and edit it in here. Or you can edit it using this, copy this and put this into a Word document or something so you can see the highlights. But you're going to change the color. This is a hex color code. So that is the background color of the button. So in our example, our button is red. This color is for that red color. This color is for the text. So FFFFFFF is for white, and there's white text on that button. A question I get asked a lot is how can I resize the button? Because depending upon your theme, your button may be taller or wider. You can actually change the padding here, change these dimensions, so from 10 to say 30 or to 5 if you want it bigger or smaller. So you can actually change these if you want to. You do not have to change those at all. And then you need to put in the link that you want your button to take them to. Now I already have this set to go to all of your products. So if you leave it as is, when they click that button, it will take them to the Shop All collection. Because I don't have the beginning of the URL, it's just collection/all. That is the Shopify naming system. So that will automatically take them to your all, although of course you should double check your button when you make it if you leave it as is. Otherwise, you need to insert your URL between these quotes, okay? And then the text that you want to show on the button is this section right here. So if you want it to say shop now, you're great. If you want it to say something else, then you'll need to edit that part as well. Then you can copy and paste your code and you will have a button. So that is how you create your button if you want to make a button on Shopify. And then another thing that you can do, let's go ahead and do another custom HTML. You can also, if you need to, add a line or spacing. So let's say that, so I try to set my homepage up in such a way that I have a big wide section and then I have a white background section. Then I have this one again has the gray background, so it's a big section. Then I've got white background. Then I've got another gray background. Then I've got white background. Then I've got a color image. Then I've got a white background. Then I've got a color image. Then I've got a white background. So I intentionally set up my homepage that way so that the sections are very clear and easy to see. But what do you do if you've got white sections on top of each other and you don't have a good background color to change? I would change the background. That's what I would do. But you could also insert a line to separate sections. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So we're going to go into this custom HTML section. And you can see when I create a new one, it automatically has a subheading, a heading, and an HTML section. So I don't want these. So I'm going to delete this, and delete this. What I want here instead would be a line. So if I was trying to separate two sections. So the way to create a line is by using the little carrots and then HR. And you can see a line showed up right there. So that way you can create a line to separate your sections. And then if for some reason your spacing is really small, like let's say you really want there to be more space between these two sections, you can also use BR to create an extra space. So you can see now we've got this extra space right here. And that's a little bit hard to see, so I'm just gonna do it a couple times so that you can really see those spaces. You can see I have made a big, huge space right here. So those are the other simple to use HTML codes. They're right here, line and space, and you can use those as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove this section because I don't need this section here. So that is everything on the homepage here in the customize area. We are also going to look in our preferences. So if you come to the admin area of your site, go to online store preferences, this is where you are going to go to change your Shopify website homepage title and meta description. Right here, title and meta description, you can change your homepage title and you can change your meta description right here. Now today's question was, what sections do you have on your homepage and why? Leave a comment and let me know. Be sure to check out the rest of the videos in this playlist to learn more about how to build a website for sales. Plus, be sure to download the website theme comparison checklist to determine if the platform or Shopify theme you're considering checks all the boxes. The link is in the description. Your challenge for today is to update your homepage to include all the sections we discussed in today's video. Once you've finished your updates, comment below and let me know how you feel about your new and improved homepage. As always, I'll be doing another giveaway for commenters this Wednesday. So be sure you're subscribed to my YouTube channel and that you comment on the new videos that are released every Thursday and Monday. This Wednesday, the lucky commenter will win a free ticket to the social media video challenge that starts May 9th. Best of luck to you all. Don't forget to live your dream every single day, and I'll see you in the next video.